Mr. Prosecutor. I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? What? This can't be! On the phone earlier!
What's going on here?
My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back.
Trust Edgeworth.
Or he's still protecting Angard by putting the blame on someone else, by pretending, yeah. And he said what he said so he could get on the witness stand. I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt Angard, perhaps. This is outrageous! I was deceived! This witness is telling a very serious lie.
Which time, Edward? But you were the one who submitted this witness?
Ugh. You, Shelley DeKiller!
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at that moment is Matt Angard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this.
Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided with the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
All this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Angard is innocent.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion.
I do actually wonder what my voice for him was originally, because I didn't have to do this before. But it makes sense to do a posher voice that's deeper.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was either.
No, I guess I'll find out at some point.
Yeah, right.
Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Andrews in immediately.
What now? The way this is going, Angard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya.
Yeah, but Edgeworth is right, the killer is lying. Oh God, but I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honour, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath.
All of them have done.
Yeah. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie.
Miss Andrews.
Suicide note may be a fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the Nickel samurai costume.
That's...
You even have a motive. We know what Miss Celestine Pax... We know that Miss Celestine Pax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her. And you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
right! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me.
Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. Decide. Can I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or throw this chance away and wait for the gumshoe's new evidence? Gumshoe's evidence. What am I supposed to do? Request the trial continue. We need to wait for Gumshoe.
Yeah.
We have to wait for Gumshoe.
Phoenix.
I can't do it. Yeah. I can't accept a not guilty.
You are a lawyer.
I know. But Matt Engarde is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't just let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engarde. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engarde convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him?
You love him.
Haven't done that in a while.
No, well, it's been very
I've
serious.
just been pissed at him the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor.
Anyway.
There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Hallelujah! It's a miracle you got a hallelujah it.
Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. D. Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has a verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done.
What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now?
Mr. De Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court?
About my client, part 2.
As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honour.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Oh, go away, low battery.
Your Honour, the defence will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Why? What is this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defence's case. If you scrutinise the testimony, then I'll expose the lies that are oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us.
Alright, let's have a look at what you said, because I get the feeling we might actually be able to snap him already on this. Incorrect, she didn't. So, you remember her testimony before? We reviewed the footage in between. Her thing was she didn't realise that Juan was dead, and that's why she poured the juice, and that left her fingerprints, but everything else that she did afterwards, she made sure not to show her fingerprints anymore.
Yeah, so I could present the tomato juice glass.
Yeah, that's the way to go for it, really. Always a good thing to look back at what you've already previously recorded when it's been ages.
Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. How? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. Keep up. The glass. Mr. D. Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planted, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain the strange phenomenon? Do 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 do. Phenomenon! Da 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 da! I'm sorry.
Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How freaking big is this transceiver? Really?
How strange.
Yes.
Why is it that attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation?
Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble.
Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence.
Ah, sorry.
Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the 2 of you. Oh my god!
Well, yeah, it is, because usually it's, oh, anyway, can you 2 break it up, please?
Than being school children.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, just know the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Well, hurry up, Gumshoe.
Request taking.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
So you physically met your client? Hmm?
That is correct. Sorry. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. That made my voice even better. Amazing.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
I say we just press all of that.
1 week ago, are you sure?
Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please, stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
Specific date and time.
Okay.
Did you ask why on that specific night?
No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's requests. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. How does everyone feel about this voice? I know it's probably a bit louder, but that's because I've brought the microphone right to my lips.
Your suspicions, huh? Oh, shit.
You pressed further.
Was that good? Jesus.
We'll see, I guess.
I didn't even see it! So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night?
I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Corrida's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
Talking about the bear puzzle.
Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all.
That is correct.
How do you know?
He would have been listening into the proceedings.
And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
Alright.
Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony of any importance?
I guess?
It was very important.
Yeah.
The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh. Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us knew that already. Oh, really?
Witness, please continue with your testimony. This is important.
Yes.
They met in person.
So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What's that? After that brief pause. Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I valued the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Well, Mr. Wright, was that testimony just now very important? It was very important. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. D. Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so.
You see, it is just as I said.
I'm so lost. I think I'm supposed to be helping here.
Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax.
Now then, would the witness please continue?
Maybe we answered that wrong. And we were supposed to say it wasn't important.
Oh, why do you think that?
Based on how everyone reacted, because obviously if he had met Adrian Andrews, he would be able to identify her a bit more.
Alright, I'll just...
So press further. So, no.
Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him.
Pronouns!
That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client.
It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Oh, it was
Very important.
Oh! If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of the utmost importance. Huh? Really?
If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
And now we present Adrian Andrews.
I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time?
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy?
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley de Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up about her.
So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Oh, go away, low
A Buffalo
battery.
battery.
Oh.
Order in the court. Order. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. de Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. What? It's leaking oil. Mm-hmm.
Gross. That is actually... Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? Why? I love the fact that they personified the baby so much.
Well, the fact that it breaks as well when he breaks down.
Yeah.
I believe it is to do with her name, Your Honour.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. Tequila, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender.
Did not give the wrong name.
Dunno. We'll find out, I guess.
It could be that he knows the face
Of Matt and
of Matt and God, but he doesn't know his name.
It's
So
an
he would have
option.
had to have heard his name.
It's an option, certainly. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shirley the killer. This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
Ugh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time give us the truth and nothing but the truth.
You're right, your glasses were nearly falling off then.
Fine.
Request taking, part 2.
Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail.
Impossible.
Yeah, you don't take them by mail.
There have been times when I took a job without having met my client.
Never do that.
The request was for the murder of Juan Corridor and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man.
All lies. All of it.
So you took this job through a letter. You didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. No. Which means he is definitely lying. What?
Just... Oops. Oh, please, you love it when I fuck up at stuff. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us.
No, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me.
You're doing great, darling.
Thank you. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
With a punch to the gut!
Now then, let's begin the cross-examination.
Right.
But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients?
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
But didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, come now, let's stop this game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Killer met with his client? I have proof.
No,
No, we don't have
we
proof.
don't.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Rude. Sadly for us, Your Honour, that is the nature of right and wrong. Aha, aha, aha. I'm Edgeworth and I love to make stupid jokes. May as well press them all.
And why could you not meet certain clients?
Recently, I've been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities.
Nice business opportunities?
On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail.
It's an email, you old fart. Just say email. Emails were commonplace by the bloody 2010s. Come on, Grandpa! Surely you know what a pissing email was. They were around in the pissing 90s.
Do I have to read that?
Yes.
Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope?
I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email.
Email. How does the man agree the judge would beat a parrot hands down?
Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and?
2 or 3 other things?
Yes,
And what were these other things?
a few other things that have nothing to do with this case.
What should I do? Should I let him start with that? Huh?
Push.
Press further. It's really bad if I push buttons. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney,
Yes.
everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder at what is pushing you to continue this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabbing. And should you turn out to be one,
Wait! Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck, alright? Is this worth pursuing? Let it go. Press further?
Press further. Like, come on. 1 or 2 things. It's probably like the figurine and all that.
Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were.
if it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
Bear figurine.
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Corridor's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
Oh. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony.
As you wish.
As you wish, he says while falling down a bumpy hill. We need to rewatch Princess Bride again, it's so good.
One of these was to find the bear figurine and to give it to Adrian Andrews.
I found this figurine at Mr. Angard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there?
I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Angard, I'm sure.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Oh yeah, there I do, there's contradiction.
Yeah, there is. Because if Adrian Andrews had it, she would have burnt the note.
So, the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet, I know if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. This is your line.
He'll cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence.
She's right. So what now, Dr. Wright?
Present.
Yes, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Ungard Mansion. Is that correct?
Yes, where are you going with this?
Well, I think that maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear.
Because of the suicide note, she would have burnt it.
Exactly, so... Yeah, what's that? Shelley the Killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item.
I see where you're going.
Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Don't you pack a suitcase? Oh, for God's sake. Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. Even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order! 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 So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle.
Which means...
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Ooh!
Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not!
That's enough! If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
No, please, not that. Please wait.
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Fuck off!
Ah! What's in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edward?
Yes, Your Honor.
I didn't understand this witness's outburst. Do you think there is a need to give more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should.
I can't do this. Keep this up. Maya, she'll...
The prosecution,
Just come over, everyone. Even you are...
The prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor.
What? What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then, even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor?
I want you to look at me.
I don't know! If I ended the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt Angard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Be charged with murder? The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring in the defendant, Matt Angard, to the stand.
The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out.
Can't believe it.
The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide?
To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
Huh. Oh, sorry. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. Angard?
What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just as it's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer?
Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life?
You better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay?
But if I did that, Maya will die. If I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. If I say he's guilty or not guilty, either choice I make, someone's life is going to end.
I suggest you press plus at the moment. And save. If you would like to see the bad ending first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hinges on what I choose.
Now then, Mr. Wright.
Oh, you'll be the judge now. Why?
I don't know.
Go ahead. No, you've taken the judge now.
Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Angard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right.
I can't do this. I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Angard, is...
And...
guilty.
We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Angard, your client deserves an answer.
Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Angard is...
Oh! Never mind. Hey!
Francisco Von Karma? What are you doing here? Ow!
You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool.
Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them?
You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. A Von Karma is perfect in every way. The defense... Fuck. I'm not the defense. The evidence here is in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old coat this is.
Yeah, please.
What a filthy old coat this is. That's gumshoes. Despite its tattered rags anywhere.
I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in.
I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? It didn't fucking matter what I said.
No. Oh, right. It's when you get the choice to present something, that's when you get the choice for the good or bad ending. I do apologise. I thought it was then. It's been a while since I got to this point.
This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What?
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so.
You're such a pushover.
However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by D. Killer during his escape from the police.
He must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. D. Killer left 3 pieces of evidence.
Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. A miracle. I'm sure of it.
That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol.
Nope. Does Killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? More details are not needed.
No,
Not on
he
the
didn't
pistol.
use a gun. No gun in this.
No. I'm pretty sure there's no gun involved in this case. There's no real benefit to hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence.
The second piece of evidence is this videotape.
Yes. I bet Killer took that from one guard's mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape?
Unfortunately, there was no time to.
Oh yeah.
But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
Killer went back for it?
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from D. Killer. Shelley D. Killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is his bellboy's uniform.
Yes. That's important. No, it's
Not really, because we know he was dressed as a bellboy.
Is that a uniform from the Gatewood Hotel? What details are not needed?
No, not needed.
I don't think this is going to help as much at all. Thank you very much, Miss Von Karma. I think that's enough.
That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
It is just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley D. Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he?
He's not. Is this the end?
Phoenix.
I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there?
I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now.
But, no matter how you think about it, it's...
Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us.
2?
The first? Make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go.
That may be true, but that's asking for me to do the impossible.
The second way? Force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were no longer to think of Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Yeah, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else.
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. But if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The big problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them.
Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us?
The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around?
Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it?
The person who needs the evidence. The defense, the
So
prosecution...
that's Mia, dear. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections this time. correct?
Objections.
Oh!
I love you.
Love you too. Now then, I will pronounce my verdict.
Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
You really enjoy playing him, don't you?
He's so horrible, I love it. Oh, that face suddenly just... Oh, it's so great.
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show us... You want to show this evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion. I will grant you one chance. One chance? Please show your evidence to whom you think is the right person.
That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try.
One try. That's all I will permit. Try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Ungard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to?
So just for the bad ending, pick anyone other than the killer.
I can't save.
Not at the moment, but we did save before, so we can always get back to this moment.
Should we show the lovely beans both?
I would say so, yes.
So,
I will just show it to the dead.
Jesus Christ.
I know, such a difference. I want to show it to cranberries. Pick anyone, it doesn't matter.
Let's see. And now, tell us what's one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Just show the fucking tape. Huh?
Anything, I guess, but that. 'Cause
Anything but the tape?
yeah.
Because that would sound like...
Yeah. The suicide note. Have you read this?
Give up. I really don't want to. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't have anything to say to this.
I don't want to read this. I really don't.
It's the bad ending, you know.
How about you, Miss Volikarma?
Well, I was just shot, so... Oh my god, we should have asked about the gun. She got shot, remember?
Yeah.
Thankfully, we saved before she came in so we can ask for details on the other stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm afraid I cannot allow you to continue. What? No one understands what you are talking about anymore. But wait, please, one more chance. No. That is enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant Matt on guard.
Not guilty.
Not.
It is.
Why?
Because it's what everyone wants, apart from Maya.
How's that the bad ending, though?
He's found not guilty.
It's not a full acquittal.
Not exactly, no. He's not guilty.
That is
But-
all. This court is adjourned. We didn't keep up our end of the bargain.
We did, to some extent, but we didn't make him hate it. Oh, sorry. Just like that, the case came to an end.
We ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist.
That's such a harsh ending, though, isn't it?
How the fuck do I go back?
Continue and load again. This time we'll just ask for info on all of them.
Really?
Yeah. The first item is a pistol.
Does that be something in relation to this case?
We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least, with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes.
Oh.
I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent example for the test.
But yes.
Just like your daddy's!
What is it with Volcano to get you shot in the shoulder?
She is now like her father. Ooh, my shoulder hurts.
So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Francisco. It's probably not going to help us very much.
The last item is this bellboy's uniform. More details?
Was that used during the crime?
I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. And now we can continue skipping again.
Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking our guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let us not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Shelley the killer.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. You want to show it to Shelley?
Yeah.
Yeah, not John Doe, Shelley.
I see. And now tell this court the one piece of evidence you'd like to show the person, the tape.
Yes.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness.
Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright. Looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client not to watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who? Who was it that planted a camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews.
Be quiet and listen, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you. Isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
Why did that tell the crime scene?
He admitted it to us.
Why he did that admitting evidence on that. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They
Wanted to blackmail you.
wanted to blackmail you. They wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting.
Go away!
We were talking about you, and this is what they said. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer?
Oh! It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That's the kind of person they are. Your client is the person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them. to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client.
I have one question for the witness.
Yes.
You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
What if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Tequila name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know.
So the traitor becomes Tequila's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright,
Yes?
my contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item.
What the? I'm not an item!
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and Miss Von Karma, where did that?
She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict.
Ha! Mr. On Guard. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy.
But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please.
Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright?
We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Go on, Dragon.
Right, Chief.
Of course you are.
Congratulations, Mr. Matt on Guard.
Huh?
Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Matt on Guard.
Hold it! Please wait.
What's the matter?
If I get not guilty, I'll be killed.
Hmm?
I'm No! Guilty!
Oh, so that's how I got the scratch on his face. Jesus Christ. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Miss Edgeworth, how is Matt on Guard?
I have left Miss Von Kara in charge of his incarceration. She's having fun whipping him and giving him more facial scars. At this present moment, I believe.
Just out of fun day. I did not read incarceration.
What did you read?
Incineration.
Yeah, I'm sure Miss Von Karma would love to incinerate him. Well, you foolish fool, you thought you could get away with it. I knew you were the villain to begin with. Now, let's burn you at the stake, you cretin. Oh. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. I knew it! I was making a joke.
Very good.
Very good indeed!
Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to the society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
I am being a dick right now, haha. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved.
Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. What a cutie.
It looks like we've resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about.
As always.
But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me.
Good.
That is all. Court is adjourned.
He's guilty. You're great out there, Phoenix.
What I did out there was right, wasn't it?
This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a big guilty verdict this time. That is really bad phrasing, Mia! Thank you for pointing that out, Dragon. Dragon was just like sat there going, phrasing! You were like quietly screaming it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did a really good job, Phoenix, not getting your client off this time. He really didn't deserve it. A nice finish. That's the point!
It's almost as bad as what happened at choir the other week. I forgot to tell you about that. I'll tell you later.
Oh, okay. The beans aren't allowed to know, are they? But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. I guess the beans aren't learning. Too much filth. Okay, too much filth for you guys, sorry. You now realise that there is something more important than just getting them not guilty, right?
Yes, I understand now.
Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Is he guilty? Or is he not guilty? Those were your choices, then, and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right!
Edgeworth.
You know your gay boy very well. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? I've disappeared! You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick!
Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid!
I told you she punches people! I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her.
Thanks. What's wrong?
Miss Von Karma?
About earlier. Thanks. Ow!
Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed.
It wasn't about winning.
And yet, you are still happy?
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma.
How dare you!
Don't worry, she may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth.
For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then I murdered the man. Sorry, I didn't actually. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy.
And what were enemies while you were at work?
I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. Like that, I teleported. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death.
As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die.
But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something, and it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change.
What foolish nonsense.
We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, he would shut up. He wouldn't shut up. No matter how desperate the situation was, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well.
What? You trusted your enemy?
It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you.
The truth?
Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. Oh my god, I keep fucking up. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm enjoying it. I fuck up as well.
I know. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? Oh my god, stop! We know! That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night.
Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick?
Yeah. You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself.
You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over.
Let's get through something on the ground.
This is an electromagnetic receiver.
What about the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? No, I'll return.
I'll return this to the precinct later. It's my line, dear.
Sorry.
There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right?
Why me? Okay.
Nick!
Oh
Mr. Fire! Mr. Fire! And everyone hug. Yay!
no! She looks like she's grabbing Nick's tail.
It's a bit, isn't she? Just like, hello, Nick! Honk! Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through! Your titty's feeling great today! You got on guard convicted like I knew you would! And on top of that, you even rescued me!
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure passed our luck during this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly.
Is it really that easy to do something like that?
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Don't mention it.
Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright.
He is not used to this. And
He
I
is
love
not. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. You're speaking words to a woman. Who's not a witness. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago.
He's not used to this and I love it. Oh, she's hungry.
Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where are we going?
Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved! Feed me before I eat you! I'm so hungry,
Oh.
even you look nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. Ah!
Looks like she was feeling his tit. Nice tender.
Nice, tender. Looks like it'll burn well, Pearly. Get the knife.
You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least!
No, you're not. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist.
Look, Edgeworth.
I don't do social gatherings.
Yeah, I know you don't. You don't do children either. Yeah, there's both.
I don't understand them.
She's fine.
She doesn't really act very much like a kid anyway at points.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Alright. Great.
Oh boy.
We have to do it all back, please don't.
Jesus Christ, Gumshoe.
Hey, pal! Sorry to keep you guys waiting!
I love that his hair's sticking out.
Gumshoe, you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things!
Oh, you idiot.
A telephone pole. And it wasn't a red light that got him.
You did it again, silly boy! I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai.
Thanks.
Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Rat too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind.
It's at work, not at home.
Exactly. I'll give you a nice back massage later. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like lots of water stuff in your camera.
How do you get all the money for it?
Well, pal, need to put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal! Amen! You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, Detective.
Ah, me? You really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
Franziska didn't show one. What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item.
Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. Woo boy, I tell you, you really are someone else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think?
I wish you were so happy about that.
But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared?
Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture.
You know, I don't know where it went.
Aw, that's too bad.
Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway.
Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again.
Why is it going off?
His coat. What is it, Edgeworth?
This thing is picking something up.
Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver! Ah, thanks to her I had the most awful experience of my life, sir! I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet!
You've eaten way too much, you glutton.
I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. He will always give you that look.
Wait!
What?
I just wanted to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there.
If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right?
I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give to express how I feel.
Give him the whip.
Really?
It went BBB. Franziska's probably running out off. She's probably spying on us right now.
Give him the whip.
Yeah, give him the whip.
You sure?
Yeah, give him the whip. What's this?
So thank you. And so thanks to you two. You and her.
You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. See you later.
It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick.
Really?
Hey, Mystic Maya!
Yes, Pearly?
I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? Now that he's gone. You and Mr. Nick, I mean.
No, Pearly, no. No, Pearly.
Why don't you give us a kiss?
Pearly! Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me! Anyway.
Someone's forgetting me so
paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask! Everyone say thank you to Nick!
Huh? Yeah. I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I can't already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh?
Yeah! I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anyhow for $3,000.
Huh?
Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all.
Isn't this great, Mr. Nick?
Yeah, Nick!
Why do I suddenly feel like screaming?
Oh, you don't need to hold it back now, you hear?
Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out.
This is going to be the first time I hear the real you.
Go on, it's been a while since I've heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all.
Alright then. You say so.
Welcome to the end of the game. Now I guess we have to be ready for any of our characters to appear to be all hubbity bubbity bubbly. I remember Mr. Right, he's a shitbag. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. It's not a very snazzy song this time, is it?
I'm so happy you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the 2 of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the 2 of you, just in case.
How were
you able to do that? You're a child.
They're not getting together, Pearls.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated for my sake. And he said things like letting that one go is bad for all society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal!
Oh my god. You're an idiot and I love you. I don't remember his voice, but okay. I'm Maggie Bird and retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on.
Why?
And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by to the restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. Wright.
Why?
Because she's so unlucky, maybe she'll do better there.
Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hockty. Recently, yes. That girl, you know. I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much an eye on her, it would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. I like that Franziska von Karma.
I hated him. Go away!
Where's my battery? Oh god, what are you doing?
It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe.
Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk?
I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they would laugh at Mo's jokes. I don't think I got Regina's voice right at all.
It's fine. Could have made her an airhead.
Oh yeah, probably.
There, that was it.
I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears! I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor! Mo Curls represent!
We've got a new act worked out! Prepare for Hallelujah Chorus! Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off! Get on with it!
Ah, yes.
The greatest characters ever.
Yes.
What's this, Drat? It's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this?
but it's Edgipoo's idea, so that must mean it has a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? He was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and anyone that hadn't heard about the feel the pain in my heel, yes, I gotta feel the phone. Speaking of burns, speaking of fire, it's very dangerous to the warehouse to store the stereo burned down and call that sick.
Jesus, you look better this time.
I just spoke certain words. I think the pom-poms is coming a little loose.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my socks, if you must know. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. That's nice of her. Surprisingly. Although maybe she might make you hate Phoenix rides. Fuck. It has been difficult of me in this country of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Why did it go dark? Oh, I guess that's that broken. Oh dear. Get back up. There we go. Oh, okay. That was much shorter, I think, than the other one. Alright. Where are you going, Franziska? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab of coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting.
Sorry that you're talking to yourself.
Oh, don't worry about it. 4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing! You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter! Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me. I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? Yes, I did.
You mean yes, I did?
I told you to give it to him. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then finally my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge.
I see.
You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today.
I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did.
Adrian Andrews?
You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit, you'll walk down the prosecutor's path. Then, this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma.
She's just a wee little lass.
Girl.
Yeah.
I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
I didn't think she was capable of looking that soft.
Vulnerable. No, she always was a bit more striking.
Phoenix writes, one day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again.
Can we at least see it?
I'm sure we will. It's Maya's drawing. She can probably turn anything into fucking Nick.
She drew it on Shelley the Killer's card.
Who killed you but Nick? There you go. There's the second game. How did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed that. I still hated the circus.
Oh, everyone hates the circus case. It's like the thing that makes people not like the game as much.
Okay. Well,
There we go. So the next time we come to the Ace Attorney games, we will be moving on to the third game, Trials and Tribulations. Yes. But that's it for this game. We'll see whatever ends up getting posted next. It's probably not going to be Ace Attorney again for a little while, purely because we don't like posting these all at the same time. So we hope you enjoyed this game.
yes.
We did, apart from the circus case.
Nobody likes the circus.
Nobody likes the circus.
Well, see you lovely beans in the next game.
Tatty bye.
Oh, fuck! It died! It finally died!
What do you mean it died?
Your Dragon died! At last!
Ah!
What a great way to finish! Thank you all for watching this latest addition to our growing collection of varying games and reviews, just videos in general. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Please leave a like and a comment in the comments section down below. We love hearing what you think. If you have any recommendations for either games to play or material to review, let us know in the comments and we'll do our best to get to them when we can.
If you like our content, subscribe to see more. Check out our playlists if you are looking for something new or worried you've missed an episode. Click on the recommended video appearing on the screen if you want to see more of us right now. You won't regret it, we swear. Subscribe to our Patreon to become one of our lovely beans today. However, if that is too expensive for you at this time, please consider a one-off donation on our Ko-fi. Help poor T-Wench today.
And with that, Lime out.
Dragon out.
Bye!